Whispers of Fernandez creep, Lansing goes fast complete. Dirty noise loud and clear, big God conquers fear. Feels like the end is near, as England sheds another tear. Time is right, lift the global trophy high. Underneath the ring of lights, feel formations unify. World united till we die.
Well, next week we'll begin the proper Global Trophy tournament with championships and points on the line, but we do still need to eliminate 8 more teams from what was 160 and now, quick math, 136. It is now time... Is it 136? Probably not. Nah, well, never mind.
Something like that.
Something like that. Sounds vaguely wrong. But oh well. So yeah, welcome everyone to the fourth of 4 preliminary leagues here at the 2025 Global Trophy. It's the chaotic, the crazy America's preliminary section. I'm Masterath and I'm joined alongside
Samuel 64, and yes, of course, last week. Who won last week? I can't remember. It's been a while since out of breaking the fourth wall here. It's been a couple of weeks since we actually recorded the last of the preliminary leagues.
Yeah, it was Estonia representing.
Yes, of course. It was Comoros, wasn't it? Yeah, Comoros did it again. So obviously that puts them in a position where, of course, the last time they won the preliminary league, they won the qualifiers. So yeah, maybe history will repeat itself.
Certainly could on that one. So let's begin, shall we, with the North America. Well, not North America, the Central America, I guess, preliminary league. Might as well be, because all of North and South America have already qualified again.
Of course. So it is the Caribbean and Central American qualifiers, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. At least unless Bolivia starts getting even worse, because they're not far off. Anyway, our first team, who will be our dud team for this league, is the Cayman Islands, I'm afraid.
Oh, no. Boo. Boo. It's fine. Genuinely, in this competition, nothing of value was probably lost.
Well, we're about to gain some value. Aruba's back!
Yay?
Aruba returns.
Yeah, Aruba.
So Aruba
are they going to go 14 1 and 14?
They might do, but I still think that, you know, it's always nice. Remember last week we had the return of the Big R, and they finished 12th.
They did finish 12th.
12th, yeah. Oh, and they also had 12 points as well, if I remember correctly.
They did.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Aruba does, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next up, it's the old rivalry of the America's Preliminary League. First up, it is Dominica.
Yes, of course, Dominica, the larger of the two countries, I believe, but obviously the lower in FIFA ranking of the two.
Yeah, by a good 31, yeah.
Absolutely.
Next up, a team that usually does quite well in these. They usually sort of like in the top 2, top 3. I think they're also former winners of the preliminary league here. Barbados.
Yeah, Barbados do tend to qualify from the preliminary league as one of the more established nations in this section.
And now it's time for a complete opposite. Here come the scrubs. It's Montserrat.
Oh yeah, Montserrat. They do tend to go 1 and 14, don't they? Montserrat.
Yeah.
But of course they are not a Caribbean nation. They are a Central American country.
Oh, speaking of teams who usually do terribly and incredibly badly. We're recording this on the 13th of September, by the way, for people who want to know. And I'd just like to say congratulations to San Marino for winning their first
yes.
match. Yes.
First ever competitive match beating Liechtenstein.
Go San Marino. Go you, sir. Hopefully you won't be surely you won't be bottom of the FIFA rankings anymore after that win.
Well,
surely Eritrea are probably doing worse than you. They haven't played a match in like 5 years.
The only issue with San Marino, obviously, they beat Liechtenstein. They then lost to Moldova. But I believe that was a friendly. It was a friendly. So in their Nations League group,
they're first.
They are first currently,
Yeah.
because their Nations League group is they are in a group with Gibraltar and Liechtenstein. There is a distinct possibility they get out of that group. By
Yeah.
the way,
Be in Group 3 next year.
yeah, if they're in League C and they're playing teams like, I don't know, Bulgaria or Romania or Kosovo or Sweden, they could play Sweden. Sweden's gonna kill them.
Like Estonia or Lithuania or Latvia in like C's.
Lithuania are in C's as well. Yeah. Luxembourg are in C's as well.
Yeah, they'll probably kill them. Yeah, they'll probably kill San Marino, poor guys.
Oh dear.
Who knows? Might see him at a Euros in
I don't think we're gonna
700
see
years.
This isn't FM.
Yeah, true. I am doing my run though with San Marino though. It's not doing great, but we're doing okay. Next up, it is our first of. Are all three in this year? No, they're not. Two of them are. St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Yes. St. Vincent again. They tend to qualify from this preliminary league, don't they? And was it them? Was it another team? It was one of the Saints recently that actually qualified for the Global Trophy finals, wasn't it? I want to say it was St. Vincent.
Two of them have done it in 2 consecutive years. 2 years ago, it was St. Kitts and Nevis.
That was it.
Last year, because they're not in this preliminary league, so
It was
yeah,
St.
it's the other
Lucia.
one, which is St. Lucia. Yeah, so St. Vincent's the one that hasn't done it recently.
Okay, but I say I know they do tend to qualify, I believe, from this, but we'll see.
Sometimes do, sometimes don't. They are sort of sometimes up there. Speaking of sometimes up there, it's time for Grenada.
Grenada, yes.
Which
I
was
don't really know much about. I don't really know much about Grenada.
Which one was it last year where they just needed to not lose by 2 goals?
And they lost by they did, didn't they? They lost 3-1 or something like that. Didn't they, in the last game?
I think it's the next team. I think they lost to Grenada.
Go on, who's the next team?
Bermuda.
Ah, the Triangle people.
Yeah, that sounds about right, I think, doesn't it? Because the next one is Cuba, who made it last time round.
Good cigars in Cuba, apparently. So I'm told. My wife once went to Cuba many years ago.
All right.
I don't really know much about Cuba. I've never been personally, but it's kind of like one of the unofficial states of America, isn't it? Really, you got there, and you got Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
As kind of unofficial states.
It's such an unofficial state that the Russians put their missiles in it in the Cold War. That is how unofficial it is.
There you go.
Is old Cuba. Next up, you were talking about Puerto Rico earlier.
Yeah, state 51, Puerto Rico, of course. Again, not officially part of America, but yeah, so it's kind of a loose connection. I know they have kind of close ties with the US.
It can't be State 51. Grandpa Simpson still doesn't recognise Missouri yet.
It's true, and also there's Area 51, so it's technically be State 52, right? I guess.
I guess. I know Americans let us know.
Leave it to the
watch
comments.
this, I wonder.
Oh, maybe.
Probably not. Maybe it's just the Scots and the English that watch it. He hasn't transferred over. Then again, I do have quite a popular Yu-Gi-Oh series right now, so maybe, I don't know. Next up, it is Guyana.
Which kind of Guyana is it? Is it French Guyana or?
I believe it's just basic Guyana.
Ah, basic bitch Guyana. Okay, I see. I've actually just Googled, by the way. Puerto Rico is an unincorporated territory of the United States. So it's neither a sovereign nation nor a US. What is Puerto Rico? What are you? It looks very beautiful. Like some of the pictures that are coming up on Google are very beautiful. But yeah, apparently they're just they're not a state, but they're also not a kind of private nation.
Can't wait for Guernsey to go into the FIFA rankings. That'd be great.
Oh yes,
Sark.
If Gibraltar can.
Sark.
If Gibraltar can.
Put Sark in there. Sark versus Orkney. That'd be great. And to be honest, out of all those island nations, probably out of all of those ones at least, the one that would probably do the best, I'd guess, would be Jersey.
Yeah, the biggest one. I think the Channel Islands should form together and make their own like national football team. That'd be pretty fun. Or like the island nations of the UK would be pretty fun.
The Isle of Man as well.
Yeah, get Nigel Mansell playing.
Yeah, that'd be great. Next up, it is the Dominican Republic.
There you go. The neighbours of Haiti, actually, they share an island with Haiti, but obviously they're a little bit more commercialised, a bit more sort of developed in terms of tourism.
Yeah, and obviously we won't be seeing Haiti in this tournament because their FIFA ranking is high enough that they automatically qualify for the Americas qualifiers. By a fair amount, actually. They're actually higher up than Bolivia.
Wow, that's crazy.
Next up, it is Antigua and Barbuda.
Yes, participating once again. Caribbean nation again. Again, generally pretty okay at this stage. Not a certain for qualification, but pretty decent one, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, I believe until I think maybe last year, Antigua and Barbuda was like the team that was like the last team to qualify automatically without going to the preliminary league.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have started to slip because teams above them include serial members of the preliminary league. First off is St. Kitts and Nevis.
Of course, as we discovered a second ago, they once in the last couple of years have qualified for the Global Trophy Finals itself. So
yeah, they I believe they also got the dud in the first round, so they actually made it to the round of 16.
Which is bananas, isn't it, when you think about it? St. Kitts and Nevis in the round of 16.
I think it was that year that Malaysia and the UAE got top 8.
That was it. Yes, I remember now. It was 2023, I think it was.
Yeah, the one Germany won, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
Next up, hopefully they have a better performance this time round because they usually do very well, like top 2 in the preliminary league, but they had such a terrible start last time round. It's Suriname.
Yep, Suriname, as always, the interesting fact about them, as we know.
Ronnie Brunswijk, I remember him.
Yeah, Ronnie Brunswijk. Again, is it
Big Chungus? Him.
Yeah. Yeah, Suriname, again, they are a fascinating sort of Dutch, former Dutch colony. And they also have some like amazing footballers that could play for them. Let me just see if I can find them. Again, but if you want to carry on.
That's not a problem. We do have just one team left, and that one team left is it's Nicaragua is the top one there. Yeah, there is actually a big FIFA rankings gap. Nicaragua comes in at FIFA ranked 130 at the time of recording. And Guatemala, who are the ones that survived, are ranked 107.
It's crazy.
So yeah, I think, just checking, but I think that is actually the biggest gap, barely, between them right now. That's nuts. 23 ranks.
Just to go back to that Surinamese potential players that could have played for them, right? Do you want a list of them?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's start off. We'll go back to front because of this list that I've got here that are kind of really good, right? Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank,
Legend.
Patrick Kluivert, and therefore his son Justin. Gini Wijnaldum, Virgil van Dijk, Edgar Davids, Frank Rijkaard, Clarence Seedorf, and Ruud Gullit were all eligible to play for Suriname.
It's basically most people who are Dutch.
And a lot of the, as I said, it was a Dutch colony, so I'm assuming they had some kind of, kind of like how you had the Windrush thing in the UK.
Yeah.
Where people kind of came over to work basically. I'm assuming there was a similar thing with Suriname and the Netherlands.
It certainly might have been, yeah, certainly. Right. So, 8 teams have to go. 8 teams will qualify for the Americas section. And we begin with Aruba returning to the preliminary league versus Antigua and Barbuda. Still, I think, trying to make a home in the preliminary league, at least for the moment.
Yeah, probably one of the. I think this could be one of the dregs battles of the competition, but you never know. Might see Antigua and Barbuda qualify if they get a good run going.
Certainly could. 1-0 Antigua and Barbuda. They'll take that for a good start.
They will indeed. Bermuda and Barbados is our second match. I'd say probably Barbados are the favourites here.
Certainly expect so. They usually do quite well here. Oh, it is a draw. Bermuda hold them.
They do. Interesting. Good result for Bermuda, I'd say there, as the Cayman Islands get their first whipping of the competition against Cuba.
3-5-2 from the Cayman Islands.
And 4-2-4 from Cuba. Love that.
Yeah.
Them and their cigars.
Indeed.
There he is. Jesus Christ. The Cayman Islands conspirator. He's returned home.
Yeah, formerly the Faroe Islands. Maybe he's just a conspirator for islands. So
He's an island hopper.
If that's the case, he's going to be here a lot.
Yeah, he will be here a lot. He might be about a lot. You never know. Especially because the Cayman Islands are going to be in every single game.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, how often does he turn up in these preliminary leagues? I think
he does feature. I think he features more than most, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. It's always him. It is always him.
Stovsky as the man of the match there. Well done.
More Russian.
Oh wow! Look at this. We're going to start off with
we've got
the derby.
We immediately kicked off with the derby. All right then. Dominican Republic versus Dominica.
Who's going to take the dub here?
Neither of them. Say it together, everyone. It's the American Preliminary League. It's a draw.
It's a draw between the two. Oh dear. Guyana and Grenada, the two G-named teams, take each other on next.
Ending in A as well.
Of course.
1-0 to Guyana. Good start for them.
I think, this league is so tight, any wins are going to be really, really valuable, no matter how slim of a margin. So,
oh yeah, it's the points you really need here.
Absolutely. As is the case in any of the preliminary league, but in this one in particular, it is so tightly contested. Any points on the board are vital.
Certainly. Speaking of points and potential goals, Montserrat is up next, and they've got Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I don't know who the favourite is. It probably is just going to be a draw, isn't it?
I'd say Puerto Rico are probably the favourites here over Montserrat, who are notoriously bad. Yeah, 3-0. Puerto Rico do move into joint first, only behind Cuba on alphabetical order. And we've got another rivalry here between the two Saints.
Yep, St. Vincent and the Grenadines and St. Kitts and Nevis head-to-head.
It's a 3-2 win for St. Vincent. Good start for them.
Yep, the former round of 16 global trophy finishers of the past, St. Kitts lose their first game.
Yep. Will it be a similar thing for a team that had a really bad start in the preliminary league last year? Suriname, they will take on Nicaragua, the highest-ranked FIFA team in this preliminary league.
Could be a difficult start for both teams here. Two probably stronger teams in this preliminary league.
The two highest-ranked FIFA teams in this league. It's a good start for Suriname. That's better for them. It's 2-0.
Good result, and that's the end of game week 1. Moving on to game week 2, Barbados kick us off. A draw in the first match against Antigua and Barbuda, who of course won against Aruba 1-0.
Yep, a very slim victory for Antigua and Barbuda there. That's better for Barbados. They move first with a 2-1 win.
And yeah, two teams now that, need to get their seasons cracking and off and underway. Aruba lost their first game. Bermuda drew against Barbados, as previously mentioned, in a fixture reversal of the two.
Yep, both teams let in 1 goal in their previous match. Let's see if any of them will let some in here. They both do, but it's a draw.
Yep, so far 2 draws out of 2 for Bermuda, conceding 1 in each of those games.
Yep, but Aruba, first points on the board back in the preliminary league. And now Dominica are going to move into the top sections as they get 3 points from the Cayman Islands.
Yep, Dominica, 3 points on the board. They'll be happy with that. Of course, early doors, it's always nice to get a good start. But as we said kind of last week, getting the duds towards the end is very crucial.
Oh, last week's was absolutely crazy. I think that's probably one of the closest preliminary leagues we've had. But then we've got this preliminary league, which a couple of years ago we had by far the closest. So can we see another one of those? Can we see another? Because we've already had a really close preliminary league last week. Can we see 2 in a row potentially in this one? I think we will, because it's
the Americas always delivers, right?
Exactly.
It's always so competitive. The teams are very, very evenly matched at this level.
They certainly are. You do have your teams that are they'll usually boss these, and then you'll have your teams that are usually quite bad. But there's a good 10 teams
that can qualify. Yeah,
that are so close to each other. Speaking of that, Cuba was one of them last year, barely making it through in 7th. They will take on Dominican Republic next.
Probably the favourites here are probably Cuba, just. It's a draw.
It's a draw, everyone. Cuba, I think, will take that. They're in a better position. Dominican Republic, though, 2 draws for them. That could certainly help.
I wonder how long it's going to take for every team to get a draw. Because so far, no one's won 2 games.
Exactly. Can either of these teams change that? No. They're both at the bottom with no wins to their name, no goals to their name either.
So we are going to have at least another game week where not every team will have a draw. Unless they both draw.
Well, they could do.
Yeah, well, here we go. Let's see.
No, that's a big win.
No.
4-0.
Yep, Montserrat down below the dud team. That's exactly. We love to see it. We love to see it.
Yep. Puerto Rico is next up. They all take on Guyana. So Puerto Rico won their first match 3-0. Guyana won their first match 1-0. So neither team let in a goal as of yet.
Yep, potential here for a team to go top with 6 points here.
Certainly do to actually get that 6 points.
Nope.
It's a draw, everyone. Suriname St. Vincent, can they take the chance?
Can someone go on to 6 points, please? Please? Please.
Yes, St. Vincent will take 4-0. Jeez.
Wow, away from home 4-0 victory for St. Vincent. Fair play.
Big win for them, and they sit right at the top, 2 ahead after 2.
Yep. And they can't be caught, despite the result of this next match. Nicaragua and St. Kitts both lost their first games. Can they address that with game number 2?
Certainly be good for them to both try it. It is Nicaragua. That's not good for St. Kitts and Nevis. Nicaragua up to 9th.
Yep, St. Kitts and Nevis now dropped down, still on 0 points. One of only 3 teams, including the Dud, of course, to be on 0 points. And the other one is Montserrat. And, Montserrat are pretty awful. So,
pretty
not
much
looking good for St. Kitts. Basically, yeah. Basically.
Bermuda. I think barely missed out last time round. They'll take on Antigua and Barbuda. Bermuda currently in 12th. Antigua and Barbuda sitting there in 8th so far.
Yeah, Antigua got a win and a loss. 2 draws for Bermuda.
That's 3 draws for Bermuda now.
For God's sake. They've drew 1-1 in every game.
Yep. Consistency is key.
It really is. It really is.
Aruba. So they got some points on the board. Barbados, on the other hand, have not lost a game as of yet.
Yeah, a win here for Barbados puts them top for now.
It certainly does. It is a 2-0 win for Barbados. They will move on to 7 points.
They will indeed. Dominican Republic are going to leapfrog everyone up to 3rd place as they take on the Dud team, the Cayman Islands. The Dud's going to be really crucial here because, as we've seen here, we've just got so many draws. So many draws. Those 3-point wins are going to be really important to build momentum, and Dominican Republic are going to get theirs out of the way now. It's Bron.
It's Bron. Who? Bron. The guy who likes the big R. Sorry, mate, you're a week late.
Yeah, he missed out. He missed out on some big R action. But yeah, as I said, getting these wins on the board is going to be very, very crucial. And currently, no one's really getting the wins, are they? They're all drawing with each other.
Yeah,
well, except for St. Vincent.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, both Dominica and Dominican Republic have now had their dud as well.
Yep, they have.
Which is very interesting for them. So that's why they're so high for the moment. They're usually sort of around that 8th place spot, but they're looking quite good at the moment in 3rd and 4th respectively. Dominica can go first with a win here, though, over 5th place Cuba. And Cuba can also go first with a win.
Yeah, a win for either of these two puts them top. A draw between the two puts them back into 3rd place.
It is a win for Dominica. 2-1. Unbeaten so far.
Yep, top of the pops are Dominica, Grenada and Puerto Rico. Next up, Puerto Rico with a win and a draw on the board. Grenada with a win and a loss on the board.
Yep, Puerto Rico yet to let in a goal as of yet. Only one of 2 teams to do so. They have now 3-1 Grenada. That's a stamp of authority there.
Yeah, good result for Grenada there. They won against Montserrat in the last game week and they've won here as well. Montserrat, speaking of them, Guyana, 1 goal on the board at the moment. I think that might change after this match.
Certainly could. The only team to have not let in a goal so far in this in this league. That's still the same. Guyana go top.
Yeah, they do on goal difference there. They've got the +5, which puts them to the top. For now, Nicaragua down in 11th. They take on St. Vincent, who are still undefeated, still actually with a 100% record. The only team left at the end of game week 3, that have a 100% record.
Certainly do on that one. It's 3-2. They'll take that. They are still perfect. 9 points out of 3 games.
Yeah, listen, 5 points clear of that dreaded 8th spot as well, so they'll be very, very happy with that. Suriname, not particularly enlightening so far, although they have only lost to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They take on the other Saints, St. Kitts and Nevis.
Yeah, they had a good first match, but their second match, well, they lost 4-0 at home.
St. Kitts, of course, yet to get off the mark, so they need to get some points on the board here, don't they?
Certainly do. That is a win for St. Kitts and Nevis. It's happening again for Suriname.
Yeah, Suriname down in 13th at the moment, and look at this. St. Kitts and, Nicaragua are now in 12th because they've been leapfrogged by St. Kitts and Nevis.
Certainly have, and Antigua and Barbuda are about to go... They're about to go into... Fourth place? Yeah, 4th place at the moment.
On goals scored.
Match comes in against our dud team, the Cayman Islands. I mean, this is very interesting so far.
Yeah, it is. You know, again, there's not really been, apart from St. Vincent, you wouldn't say there's really been a standout team so far. Oh, there's Frank Zappa.
Frank Zappa, of course.
Yeah, wouldn't have to, wouldn't want to miss him out on this, would you?
Nah, of course not, of course not. Yeah, I mean, it's... With the American Preliminary League, it's sort of doing what we expected for it to do. Very close and lots of draws. So far. And
that's what we want to see. We want to see the drama. We want to see it be nice and tight. So, yeah.
Indeed.
There you go.
But yeah, so that's 4 dud matches down. We have 11 to go. And yeah, so 4 of the teams, they've got their points now, but now can they keep their positions that their heightened positions they probably have. Cuba are next up. They barely qualified last time round. They got 4 points so far, which is not too bad, but wasn't one of them the dud?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, I think it was the first one.
So, 1 true point on the board. Aruba only have 1 point on the board, full stop.
Yep.
So they'll have to try and get motoring, but at the moment they're struggling down towards the bottom, aren't they?
They certainly are. That's better. 3-1 Aruba.
Good result for Aruba. Their first win back in the Global Trophy for the first time in a few years.
And next up, it is Barbados currently in 5th, Dominica in 3rd right now. It's a bit of a mid-table to top-table clash here.
Yeah, win for either of these two puts them top for now, until St. Vincent plays at least.
Certainly does. That's a win for Barbados. That's better for them. That's 10 points.
Yeah, 10 on the board. Dominican Republic have a chance to kind of leapfrog everyone up to 3rd place as they take on Bermuda. Bermuda currently in 11th, have drawn every single match 1-1 so far, so watch it be 1-1 here.
Ooh, no, Dominican Republic, you didn't do your parts, mate.
They let us down. Bermuda, undefeated after 4 games, move up to 7th.
Yep, with 6 points so far. Grenada is next. They're in 6th place right now versus our current number 2, St. Vincent. But they could go, they could go 2 clear with a win here.
Yeah, perfect so far, St. Vincent. Can they maintain that gap?
No, they can't, because it's a draw.
There you go.
That gives Guyana a big chance here.
It does indeed. They are taking on St. Kitts and Nevis, who are down in 12th at the moment. They're currently in 12th. On 3 points. A win for St. Kitts. They kind of need a win here, don't they? Because it will lift them up to potentially up to 7th with a win of more than 2. Other than that, though, it's not been a great start for them, has it?
Yeah, it certainly hasn't. But yeah, they certainly need that. Guyana have a chance to go top here. And they will not take it, but they're close. Very close. Still yet to let in a goal, Guyana. Still unbeaten.
Yep, 3 wins out of 4. Not bad. St. Kitts and Nevis still in 12th place. They haven't lifted themselves from down there. This is a big match now for Suriname because they need to get motoring, don't they? They are down in the pits, down in 14th. Wow. So they really need to get cracking, don't they?
A big win for Suriname, though, will put them 7th.
It will, yes.
Because of course it will. That will do it. 6-0. Montserrat down below the dud again.
Yeah, by a long way. Even after the next match, Cayman Islands will be above the dud.
Yeah. Can Nicaragua add more pressure to the pain there? They're on 3 points. They've got Puerto Rico, who currently have 4 points.
Yeah, a win for Puerto Rico could lift them well into the top 8, really. Very comfortably into the top 8.
Certainly could.
It's a draw.
It's a draw, of course.
So I make it now that we only have 3 teams yet to get a draw. That's Suriname up in 7th. We have St. Kitts and Nevis down in 14th. What is going on with St. Kitts? And obviously Montserrat, who they're not going to get a draw, are they? Let's be real here.
Well, they might do. They might do.
They're not going to get a. They're not going to get a draw. Come on.
We'll see. But I believe in you, Montserrat. But why did you build your main city next to a volcano for? I don't understand. What's their capital's Plymouth? You know that, right?
Is it?
Yeah, it's
there you go.
Plymouth.
Green Army.
The Green Barmy Army. Right, Antigua and Barbuda currently in 6th place. They will take on Puerto Rico, who they had a good start, but they are now languishing down in 10th. That is a win for Cuba. That's 3-0. That moves them up to 7 points.
Antigua, of course, now dropping below Cuba as well in that big 6-goal swing between the two. Aruba, meanwhile, are also going to get a 3-goal swing, and they're going to lift themselves up to 7th themselves as they take on the Cayman Islands.
Certainly
so good
will.
result. Back-to-back wins for Aruba there.
Yeah, I mean, that's getting them into potential contention for Aruba there.
No, first time in the Global Trophy for a number of years, and
it's Frank again.
Well, back-to-back Frank, we love that.
Back-to-back Frankie, we love that. That's great.
Yeah, but Aruba taking an opportunity here, aren't they? You know, as I said, they've not been in the Global Trophy for a number of years. First time they've been back in a while, so good, and they're making the most of it. They're not actually just turned up and just getting pasted every week.
Yeah, they are fighting back. They're how long it will last, I don't know, but it's gonna be interesting, I think, with Aruba. Can they sneak in potentially? That'd be a great story for Aruba.
It really would. The quality bar is quite low in this preliminary league in particular, so there's an opportunity for them, certainly.
Yep. Dominican Republic, who have slept their way down to 11th somehow. They got Barbados, who are in a top 3 battle at the top.
They are indeed. Barbados, a win here would put them at 3 points clear. Big win here could cement them there if they have a decent goal swing.
Dominican Republic goes 4th with a win, which they don't get. Barbados, 4-0.
Dominican Republic slipped down into 12th place. Dominica in 6th, take on an unbeaten Bermuda in 10th.
Yep, one of 4 teams who are unbeaten so far. Bermuda obviously drew their first 3 games, but they did get a win on the board in their 4th fixture. Well, back to normal.
So let me just go through Bermuda's results here. It's 1-1, 1-1, 1-1, 1-0.
Yep.
1-1.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're nothing if not consistent.
Certainly. They certainly are when it comes to that. I hate the fact that we've got so many goals for 9s and goals against 6s. What couldn't it be the other way around?
Yeah, it's true.
Damn it, game. Anyway, Grenada. They are next up. They're currently in 5th place. They've got very much a languishing St. Kitts and Nevis, who really need to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, they're currently 4 points off of 8th place, which isn't insurmountable, but a third of the way through the league, you kind of want to start to get going, and they're falling behind here.
Certainly are. Oh, that's worse.
Oh dear, St. Kitts and Nevis, they might not qualify. Well, they still got a great chance, of course. They're probably better than a lot of the teams above them, but this is not looking good for them. They've got to get cracking and fast. Certainly
do on that one. St. Vincent and Guyana, 2 teams at the top, 2 teams unbeaten, going against each other now.
Yep, St. Vincent, of course, in 3rd, a win could put them top, but Guyana as well, they could also go level top with Barbados.
Yep, of course, Guyana yet to let in a goal, yet. They've let 4 in now. St. Vincent, big win, puts them top alongside Barbados, winning on goal difference.
Yep, means that Guyana remain in 4th place. Montserrat and Nicaragua, this is an absolute battle of the dregs here, isn't it? A Nicaraguan win could, with a big goal swing here, as you know, it's Montserrat, it could happen, could lift them as high as 6th.
13th to 6th. Could happen. There you go.
Told you.
Told you.
Yes.
Go on, Montserrat. You
They
beast. Nicaragua draw. Montserrat gets their first points on the board and their first goal as well.
Fair play, Montserrat. I take it all back. You guys are legends.
Puerto Rico, currently in 11th place, take on Suriname in 10th. This is an important match for both teams here.
Yeah, Puerto Rico probably the underdogs in this one, but Suriname, again, they've not started brilliantly like they didn't last year.
Yep, they are trying to get some form to be picked up, though, now. They do win 2-1. That will move them right up into 5th place immediately.
Yep, so and I make them and St. Kitts now the only 2 teams yet to draw in this preliminary league.
Yes.
Obviously, and the Dud, but, you know.
Well, the Dud can't draw.
Team. Exactly. Exactly.
That wouldn't be fair. Antigua and Barbuda, they are currently in 10th place somehow. They got Dominica, they're slipping a little bit. They're down in 6th now.
Yeah, not ideal for Dominica. They need to kind of get back on form. They're getting into that kind of, I'm going to call it the clusterfuck zone of, like, you know, down towards 10th place at the moment, aren't they? They're very much in that fight.
Yep, they certainly are. It's a
Yep.
draw.
Yep, of course. Why wouldn't it be?
Dominican Republic currently in 12th place, taking on Aruba. Maybe a resurgent Aruba here.
A win for Aruba here I would lift them as high as 4th for now, which is an amazing achievement if they could do it.
Certainly would for Aruba.
Cayman Islands and Barbados. Barbados get 3 points.
So we're going to get a win here, which is good.
Finally, a win on the board. Yep.
Instead
Excellent.
of the
Good.
It's a Draw Fest we're currently in right now.
I'm here for it. I'm here for the It's a Draw Fest. Let's make it happen. I want to see all the
It's a
draws.
draw. Where's Frank Zappa? Is he? No, it's
Oh, it's RJ. Of course it's RJ.
RJ's fixing it. He wants all teams to finish on like 20 points. He's match fixing it. He has got a bet going on in the Cayman Islands with his account. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, he's got an accumulator going, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, he's like, don't ruin my ACCA.
Absolutely.
And when a team doesn't do what my ACCA wants them to do, I'm going to bitch and moan at them on Twitter. Oh, sorry, X.
No, it's Twitter.
Piss off, Elon.
Yeah, fuck
piss
you,
off,
Elon.
you
Sorry,
you
mate.
fridge-built bastard. He does look like a
Shrek,
fridge.
doesn't he? No, he's like Shrek.
No, he looks like a fridge. I swear, right, I could just plug him in and store cold food in him.
You could do.
I mean, well, if him sacking most of Twitter's employees anything go by, he is quite cold, so that makes sense.
Very good.
Cuba
and
Bermuda. Let's get
Bermuda.
back on the lighter topics. Cuba.
In 9th, Bermuda currently in 10th. A win for either team could put them as high as 3rd with a big goal swing.
Mate, it's Bermuda.
Oh yeah, true. It's gonna be a 1-1 draw. I can't believe it.
Oh my god, no! Bermuda, why?
They're unbeaten after 6 games, but they've only won 1, and they've drawn 5.
Oh no, Bermuda, you... Do more or less!
Do something!
Do something that's not draw. We are so equal. We are so normal. We are so basic. We draw every match. Bermuda is the equivalent of what Americans think football games look like.
They just pass it around the back for 89 minutes, and then they start trying, they can see it, and then they send the keeper up and score. That's all they do.
Draw every match. Grenada. Can we get something that's not a draw, please? Grenada versus Suriname.
Yeah, a chance for either team to kind of put themselves into a solid 3rd place here.
Certainly, potentially into title contention as well. Suriname with a win there. There you go. That's better for Suriname.
Yeah, much more like it. They're much more in the thick of it now, aren't they? Guyana can respond with a win of their own. They could go as high as 2nd with a massive win, but it would take a lot, wouldn't it?
Nicaragua was down in 13th right now as well.
Yeah, but they're not in 12th.
They're certainly not. That's Puerto Rico. It's a win for Guyana. However, the fours and against for Nicaragua. This is what we wanted.
Nice.
Dirty nice. Love to see it.
We do.
Montserrat, come on.
They're going to get absolutely peppered here, aren't they, by St. Vincent and the Grenadines?
Well, St. Vincent need 1 to win 1-0 to go top.
They do.
That'll do. That's 4. Yeah. St. Vincent
I was
don't care
expecting
about
more.
your draws.
I was expecting more than that.
Yeah. Montserrat, they're getting better. No, they're not. They're still averaging about 3.5 goals conceded per game so far.
It's true. Absolutely.
Puerto Rico and... Okay, this is a bottom-of-the-table clash, and both teams really do need to win this, especially St. Kitts and Nevis. Come on, fellas.
Yeah, they're 5 points currently off of 8th place, which again isn't the end of the world, but they if they don't win this one, they're starting to run out of games to kind of motor back up.
Yeah, but they're also 2 points ahead of Montserrat, which is never good, unless it's the first match of the season.
It's true.
That is a win for St. Kitts and Nevis. That moves them into the top 12.
Yeah, into 12th for now.
Indeed.
As we move on to game week 7.
Dominican Republic first up. They're in 11th right now. Antigua and Barbuda not doing too much better. They're in 10th so far.
Yep, a win for either team will lift them as high as potentially 6th.
Certainly could. That's a win for Dominican Republic. That's a big win for them. They are right next to Dominica now.
Yep, they are both on 9 points. Aruba on a decent run of form. They take on Dominica. An Aruban win could lift them as high as 5th for now. A Dominica win could put them as high as 4th. Yep. Standard.
It's a draw. But Aruba has now split the two Dominicas up so far, but that gives Cuba a potential chance to leapfrog all of them. But they do have Barbados to beat.
Yeah, I think Barbados are probably the favourites here, aren't they?
Certainly expect so. No, Cuba with the upset!
And the first defeat for Barbados.
St. Vincent and Bermuda. Oh, Bermuda's not going to draw this one!
Lads, 3-0. A 3-0 win for Bermuda. They're unbeaten.
They're not going to draw this one, finally!
We've waited so long. We've waited so long. Oh, good lord.
It's a battle of the British territories. Oh god, it's Len.
Len Zingaro.
Len Zingaro. One or two referees to make it into the Global Trophy theme song. Of course, RJ's in it, isn't he?
Of course. Why wouldn't he be?
I mean, he's the OG, referee.
He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT, mate. He's like Pierluigi Collina. He's the GOAT.
Oh yeah. Only Collina was the GOAT of refereeing and being bold and looking crazy. While
he was so bold, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I suppose he is still bold. He's still bold, I suppose, isn't he? Because he's not died or anything, has he?
No. Well, I don't know. Maybe he's grown his hair out again.
Actually, do you know what? Actually,
he's got a full mullet.
I know this is kind of in the middle of a video here, so this is kind of random. But obviously, this game is obviously called Sven-Göran Eriksson's challenge, isn't it? And of course, Sven passed away recently, so R.I.P. to Sven.
Yeah, definitely. R.I.P. to Sven-Göran Eriksson.
Absolutely, the GOAT.
Next up, on that, Nicaragua next will take on Grenada. Grenada currently in 7th place, so they're looking not too bad so far.
Yeah, win for them puts them 3rd.
So it does. Nicaragua do need to start to get the ball rolling. They are the highest ranked team after all. And they are 4 points ahead of Montserrat, which is never good.
No, but a win for them will lift them as high as 11th.
That's not good.
No.
Grenada up to 3rd.
Yeah, only 3 points behind Barbados now as Guyana take on Suriname. A big top-of-the-table clash here. A win for either of these two, you'd probably say, keeps them a nice buffer away from the rest of the pack, doesn't it?
Certainly does, and puts them certainly in the title contention. It's a draw between the two.
Well, there you go. So there's a draw for Suriname. So we only have one team left that hasn't drawn yet, and that is St. Kitts and Nevis, and they're not going to draw this game because they're playing Montserrat.
You never know. Oh, no, 6-0 St. Kitts and Nevis. They move to 9th.
They do. Back in contention. They are right back with the pack now.
St. Vincent, after every other team has played, remain first, and they got Puerto Rico, so they could go 3 clear with a win here.
Yeah, you'd probably back them to do it, wouldn't you?
Certainly would. That will do it. Yep, 2-0. St. Vincent, 3 clear at the top.
Well done to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They are cruising at the top. Game week number 8. We're getting to the over halfway stage of the league competition. We have Grenada taking on Antigua and Barbuda first up. Antigua down in 12th. Grenada in 4th. A win for them puts them 3rd.
So does Grenada having a good run so far. They're still going for it. 2-0. Another big win for Grenada.
Yeah, good result that for Grenada. Guyana and Aruba, 2 teams in and around that kind of... well, Guyana are doing really well, actually. They're in 4th at the moment. A win for Aruba would lift them above Cuba into 6th, but no further. A Guyana win puts them back into 3rd place.
Yep, Aruba still going to be the resurgence? Yes, they are. 3-0.
Wow, great result for Aruba. That puts them back into the top 8 for now.
Aruba pushing for it.
They really are. Look at that. Brilliant stuff for them. And it puts the goal difference of Guyana back to 0. That could be crucial later.
Certainly does. Certainly could do. Right, Barbados. They just need to beat Montserrat to sort of stay in contention with the top of the pack here.
They're going to win. It's happening.
Yeah, 5-0. They'll take that, certainly.
Oh, Bermuda, unbeaten still. They've won the last...
Oh, no.
Is it going to be 1-1?
No, 1-0.
They're still unbeaten.
They're still unbeaten. They're up into 4th.
So every game that hasn't been against the Dud team, they've either drawn 1-1 or won 1-0.
They've scored 1 goal in each game. Yeah.
At least, yeah. Fair play to Bermuda.
St. Vincent will stay 3 ahead. Oh, no. Yeah, they will stay 3 ahead because they are going against the Cayman Islands, of course.
Yep, the Dud team, another 3 points given out to, this time, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They'll be very happy with that. Very cool flag, actually, St. Vincent, isn't it? I like the little V on it.
Certainly on that one. We just saw the prick.
Yeah, we did.
We certainly did. Yeah, I think it's just sort of like that blue, sort of like those sort of like Brazil Gabon colours, you know.
Yeah.
Green,
they
yellow,
hit different,
blue.
don't they? Yeah, they hit different. They hit different.
Yeah, it's a nice colour combination. Certainly is. It's like red and black, you know. That's a lovely colour combination.
Like Shadow the Hedgehog.
I am the ultimate life form.
So
I can't actually wait for that game to
I think it's gonna be really good. I think Shadow. Well, it'll be out by now. I think Shadow Generations is gonna be great.
Yeah. Well, I've already wishlisted it because Superstars was cack.
It was alright. It was That's the thing. Like you play Mania and then you play that, like, oh yeah, this is a downgrade.
Yeah.
But like, if Mania didn't exist, Superstars would be really good.
I mean, so on Superstars, I just found like some really annoying bugs that luckily I was making videos for at the time.
Yeah.
So they're actually on my Let's Play, and I rage hard on some occasions because like that shouldn't be how it works. I had that stupid hammer thing.
Oh yeah.
I was invincible. You know, I got like the emeralds and stuff like that, and I got the rings I needed and everything. The hammer lightly tapped me. The dragon went to the bottom left of the screen, didn't even like clip into anything, and then I just died randomly.
Standard. Yeah.
Sod Press. What was that one called? Press Factory. What's that one called?
Press Factory. Yeah.
Press Factory. Sod that level. That level is literally my ball sack. Cuba will take on a potentially resurging St. Kitts and Nevis.
Yeah, they got a win in the last game week, didn't they? Cuba, a win here for them could put them as high as 4th if it's a big win. Well, actually, no, if it's a win full stop, they'll put them 4th.
Certainly could. 3-1 St. Kitts and Nevis. That's better for them.
Yeah, good recovery there for St. Kitts and Nevis. Puts them into 7th place.
Suriname will take on Dominican now. Both the Dominican Republic back where they usually are now in 10th and 11th.
Yeah, just outside of the qualification zone. A Surinamese win puts them potentially as high as 3rd if it's a big win.
Yep, they'll need 5 to do it. Well, there you go, it's a draw. I think Dominican will probably take that.
I think they will as well. That's probably a better result for them.
But can Dominican Republic start gaining more ground on Dominica after not a good couple of fixtures? They got Nicaragua now, who, well, they haven't had good fixtures full stop, really, have they?
No, they beat Montserrat, but that was about it.
Yeah.
Early doors.
Well, there you go, it's a draw.
That's not good for either, really, is it?
Really isn't. Guyana, currently in 6th place so far. They will take on Antigua and Barbuda, who are in 12th now.
Yeah, of course, Guyana lost their last game 3-0, which is a pretty heavy defeat when you consider they'd only conceded 4 goals in the previous 7 games over halfway through. Certainly,
so a big goals haul would be very nice here for Guyana. They don't get it, but they do get 1. I think they'll take it. If they keep getting the points, they don't need the goal difference.
That's absolutely true. They're currently in 3rd place. They'll be happy with that. Aruba, on a pretty decent run, actually, has to be said, as they take on Grenada in 4th. A win for Grenada could put them as high as 2nd if it's a big win. And a Aruban win will put them above Suriname into 5th.
Certainly could. It is a win for Grenada. The Aruba run ends there for the time being. Grenada up into 3rd place.
Yep, good result for them. They won't go any further than that, though, unless Barbados get an absolute pasting from Puerto Rico, which I don't think they're going to.
We're not. It's a 2-0 win. Barbados still keeping pressure on St. Vincent. Right, Bermuda, come on.
More than 1, surely, against
come on.
Montserrat. Surely.
Come on. 3-1. There's a 1 in there, and of course there is.
But it does put Bermuda into 4th place. Good result for Bermuda.
Certainly does. St. Kitts and Nevis, they're getting their dud now.
On a decent run of form as well, so they're going to be happy with that. They'll take an extra 3 points on the board.
Certainly will.
As they progress up the table.
Certainly will. And at one point, they were not doing well whatsoever. They were like 2 points ahead of Montserrat, and now they're in that top 8 quite comfortably, at least at the moment.
Yeah, I think they're looking pretty.
Change.
Yeah, good bit of run of momentum. Some easier fixtures as well, maybe you'd have to say.
Yeah.
Happy days for St. Kitts and Nevis. They're kind of motoring up the table, but I still think they've been a bit disappointed. The fact that they're kind of so far behind St. Vincent. They lost that first game against St. Vincent, and it's kind of they've lost ground massively on them, haven't they? Really, but you know what? As long as they qualify, I don't think they're really going to care.
Yeah, I mean, it's you don't get any points here. It's just literally just for pride. But still, St. Kitts and Nevis, they're 7 behind, at least for the moment. But I'll probably turn 10 here. As St. Vincent take on Cuba, who are now in 10th.
Yeah, despite a big win for Cuba in the last game, they've slipped out of the top 8, and a win here for St. Vincent puts them clear at the top.
Yep, 3 clear again. No, Cuba beats St. Vincent, given their first defeat.
So it means the final team to be defeated, certainly unbeaten, is Bermuda in 4th.
Bloody Bermuda, of course it is. Big win for Cuba, that is, though.
That is a monstrous win. They put themselves back into 8th place.
Dominica, currently in 11th. They all take on Nicaragua, who, well, they're not doing great, really, are they?
No, a Dominican win here puts them on to 14 points as well, level with Suriname and Cuba.
Certainly does. Win for Nicaragua, that's better.
Well, Nicaragua kind of give breathing new life into their competition. They get a good win over Dominica. Suriname, they take on Dominican Republic.
Yep, Suriname currently in 7th place. Would look to maybe get into that top 4 potentially. Dominican Republic, well, highest they can go is above Aruba if they do win. No, they don't. It's a draw.
There you go. Antigua and Barbuda, they have slipped off the face of the earth, haven't they? They've flipped all the way down to 13th, but they've got Montserrat at the start of game week 10. 2/3 of the way through.
A way to stop the rot. 5-0, that's what they needed. They're up into 11th now.
They are indeed. Aruba and Puerto Rico. Aruba here with a win could lift themselves back into that top 8. And, of course, Puerto Rico have kind of slipped all the way down to the bottom of the pile, other than Montserrat.
Yep, they need, again, they also need another win. They need a win to keep their, to get the ball rolling for them as well. 6-0 Aruba!
Wow, Aruba back into that top 8.
Certainly are. Grenada, Barbados, 2 teams at the top of the table, 2nd and 3rd.
And of course, Barbados, a win here could put them potentially top of the pops because they are level on goal difference with St. Vincent now as well.
Yeah, after St. Vincent's defeat to Cuba in the last fixture. But it's a draw here between the two.
Wow, so that puts Grenada 2 points behind St. Vincent, 3 points behind Barbados, who are top currently, but could get overtaken later in the game week. But this is a big match. Guyana in 5th, Bermuda in 4th. A chance to go maybe into 3rd place for one of these two.
Yep, another big match here between teams that really want to keep gaining ground onto St. Vincent. It's another draw between the two, so St. Vincent could go back 2 ahead if they win. Suriname, that's a big time to get theirs.
They're done, yeah. 3 points on the board for Suriname. They will absolutely be delighted with that. They will lift them onto 18 points and, well, for now at least, out of that dud spot where they were just about to start hovering. Who's Redpath?
I think we've seen him a couple of times, but again, he's one of those people that's like, it's not much to mention.
He's a minor character, isn't he? A minor character.
Oh, he's an NPC for sure, yeah.
So, we are 2/3 of the way through. We are getting ever closer to the end of this competition. So far, I'd say...
How the hell can this match happen? Look at those kit colours.
Yeah, that's outrageous. I think they're in orange, aren't they, Suriname?
Yeah.
Because obviously they're a Dutch colony, so it makes sense, right?
There's one in orange and one in red. What the hell, guys? Surely this match would end in like 0-0, because it's like, here, I'm open. Nope, I'm from the other team.
Here, I'm open. Nope, I'm from the other team.
I'm from the other team, mate. Sorry, I'm going to try and score. Nope. Nope, sorry, that's my goalkeeper. Which side of the field are we hitting it from? Cuba. After quite a very, very good win against St. Vincent. Can they keep the ball rolling? They got Nicaragua, who recently won a game.
They did. They did win a game in the last game week, didn't they? They won against I can't remember who they beat. Was it Dominica? Maybe.
Yeah, I think it was one of the Dominica teams.
And of course, Cuba, beat St. Vincent, who are top of the table, weren't they? So a win for them here could put them into 7th for now, but on a good 17 points.
Certainly. 4-0 Cuba, big results.
Yeah, Cuba do not want to get that dud team again, because they've had it a few times in the last few years, haven't they?
Yeah, they have missed out a couple of times. I mean, they made it last time round, so that's a good result for Cuba there to stay in that contention. Yeah,
absolutely brilliant stuff for them. Dominica, they need to get going, don't they? But St. Vincent's going to be a stern opponent for them to play.
Certainly, St. Vincent are going to look to try and reap the rewards and get back on form after their shock defeat to Cuba in the last fixture. Well, they have done it 1-0. They do stay top because the 4 teams below them drew.
Yeah, so they get 2 points clear. That's good for them. I think they'll be happy to kind of limit the damage, and they now go 10 points clear of that 8th spot as well.
Certainly do. St. Kitts and Nevis on the surge back. They got Dominican Republic next, who could really put a cat amongst the pigeons here at this sort of mid to late stage of the tournament.
Yeah, but a win for St. Kitts would lift them all the way to 4th place.
Certainly would, even with just a 1-0 win. No, Dominican Republic get the 1-0 win.
Wow, what a win for Dominican Republic.
Puts them 3 ahead of their Dominica. It's 3 ahead of their rivals.
Antigua and Barbuda and Puerto Rico are going to kick off game week number 11. Now, of course, Antigua and Barbuda won their last match. They need to keep that momentum going. Puerto Rico are probably one of the weaker teams in this competition. They need to get a result here, don't they?
Certainly do. That's a draw. That's not good for Antigua and Barbuda, and Puerto Rico slowly being etched out of the tournament as well.
Yeah, they are currently 9 behind with only 12 on the table. It's not looking good for them. Antigua and Barbuda a little bit better, but a big opportunity missed.
Certainly. Aruba looking to keep the ball rolling. They do have the ever bad Montserrat.
Yeah, a win for Aruba here. This is going to be great for Aruba if they can get a win here. They lift them all the way up to 4th place for now.
4th place for Aruba. They return to the Global Trophy. Yes, 2-0. They're up to 4th.
Brilliant result for Aruba. They'll take that all days of the week.
Yep. Guyana now currently in 7th place. They will take on Barbados in 2nd, looking to keep the pressure on St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
A win here for Guyana. Does that pull Barbados back into trouble? I think it does.
I think it might do, yeah. If Guyana do get the win. Which they don't. Barbados, 3-1.
And go top of the table for now.
It looks like it's going to be a similar thing to last year, where it's going to be St. Vincent versus Barbados for the title. Again.
And then everyone else, unless Grenada can keep pace with the top 2 with a win here against the currently still unbeaten Bermuda.
Yep. 4 wins, 6 draws, no defeats. Bermuda with another win, they move 3rd.
Brilliant result for Bermuda. They stay unbeaten with 4 games to go. Can they do it?
Nicaragua are about to move into the top 12 as well as their 3 points come up.
Yeah, another 3 points on the board. I think back-to-back wins for Nicaragua, which is... Is that the Illuminati on their flag?
They are the Illuminati.
Wow, who knew? The Nicaraguans with AN Indy at the helm.
It has summoned an Indy. Not an outie, an Indy.
There you go. Who would have thunk it? I wouldn't have thought it.
Well, we now know that an Indy supports the Illuminati.
Extra law, that is.
Yeah,
for the,
has probably read the Da Vinci Code a lot.
Yeah, I think he wrote the Da Vinci Code. He's Dan Brown.
Yeah, and Indy is just like another... It's like the old Gerald Wiley for Ronnie Barker.
Absolutely. Right, so... As things stand then, it's pretty tight.
It is, yeah. It is. It's been tighter, but, you know... As said, now it's going to be draws aren't enough. Wins are what's required.
No.
Cuba in that 8th spot again that they were at last time round. They got Suriname, who are in 6th. Again, I think very similar to what they were at last time round.
A win for either team could, well, a win for Cuba lifts them as potentially as high as 4th. A win for Suriname could put them into 3rd place.
Certainly could. That's a win for Cuba. That's huge.
Enormous win for Cuba. It puts them into 4th place for now. 2
massive wins for Cuba there. They don't want it to go as close as it did last time round. They want to qualify considerably.
They do indeed. Dominica off the front page of the teams at the moment, down in 13th. They've absolutely fallen off a cliff. St. Kitts and Nevis, a win required to put them into, well, in 7th for now, but they need to keep up with the rest of the pack. They're 3 points off at the moment.
They certainly do. They need a win here. They do. 2-0.
Let's put Suriname into 8th place.
Yep, and Dominican Republic could really put some big feet in there. But St. Vincent, they're going to want to get that top spot back with a win.
Yeah, they recovered after that shock loss to Cuba. Can they continue?
Yes, they can. 1-0. It's scrappy, but they'll do it. And now it's back-to-back for St. Vincent as we go into fixture 12.
I make it, if they win this one, St. Vincent, they cannot be caught, I think. So this is for qualification and automatic qualification as well. No dud team required for St. Vincent. So this is all on them to qualify here.
I would say it could be, yes, it would be automatic qualification if they do beat Antigua and Barbuda. Which they do. 4-2 St. Vincent, the first team through and qualified. Oh, this is a big match.
This is a huge match. Wow. Aruba, of course, have been in such inspired form. In 6th place currently. A win for them puts them 3rd, by the way.
Certainly does.
As they take on St. Kitts. Because a win for them puts them 3rd.
Certainly does. It's going to be a shame if one of these two lose. Maybe it'll be a draw. No, it's Aruba. Another win for Aruba. They are showing their teeth now.
They are. They're in that top 3. Look at that.
A team that by one FIFA rank made it through to the preliminary league, and they are currently 3rd.
They are, and they are currently, I mean, they're 3 points above 8th, which is, it's so tight between 3rd and 9th. It's unbelievable. Barbados here, a win for them. It doesn't quite qualify them unless results go their way in this game week, but it will put them on the precipice, wouldn't it?
Let's put them very close, and of course they do want to keep the pressure on St. Vincent at the top. Suriname desperately needs something here.
They do. They're in 8th currently. That's not good enough for them.
Certainly do. That's a win for Barbados. That's not good for Suriname.
It's not at all. They are in 8th place, at risk of falling to 9th if things go against them. Nicaragua, who are in 12th on 12 points, take on the unbeaten Bermuda, who can go 3rd again. Unbelievable.
Yep, 5 wins, 6 draws. No, it's over for them. Nicaragua win 2 in a row. They move to 10th.
And the unbeaten run of Bermuda ends there in dramatic style to Nicaragua, who are now back in contention, I'd say.
Yeah, they are. They are in contention now. Grenada are about to move into 3rd somehow.
With a 3-0 win. And this is, again, we've said before, getting your duds at this stage of the competition.
It's big.
Very nice. It's big. And look at this now. Grenada go 3rd. Only 5 clear of 8th place, though. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's so tight. This is why we love the Americas preliminary league. It is so close.
Yeah.
And anyone can fall out.
You always have your Puerto Rico and your Montserrat, who are quite bad. You've got your St. Vincent and your Barbados, who are quite good. But then everyone else, it's like they're still in with a chance right now.
Well, it is tight. At the moment, we are going to see Suriname in 8th place, the dud team.
Yeah, I'm worried about Suriname because they've qualified consistently for years. I'm worried in this one.
I think have they won this league before? I'm sure they have.
I think they might have done. I think once. It was a long time ago, but I think they did once. Yeah.
I tell you what though, a Cuba win here, 5 points above the dud spot with 3 games to go. It's looking good for them. A Guyana win here puts St. Kitts and Nevis back into 8th place.
So it does. Cuba have had 2 big wins in the last sort of 3 or 4 games. Can they get another one? Much needed. No, it is a draw, but Cuba will move to 5th with that. Above Bermuda, who have slipped to 6th after that loss.
And Guyana lifts themselves above St. Kitts and Nevis and Suriname. Suriname down in 9th now. They will not qualify. Montserrat take on Dominica. A win for Dominica here doesn't really do much, does it? It puts them on 14 points. But it could make it exciting later. You never know.
It could put them still back in it, 4 points away. Well, that will do it. They move above Dominican Republic for now. But Dominican Republic can get it right now. Dominican Republic's is more important.
Yeah, if they win this, they put them 1 point behind Suriname here in 10th place.
Puts them right back in it. That is a win. It's a big one as well.
4-1, good for the goal difference. Level on goal difference now with Suriname, so that won't be a factor if it comes to that. Well, well, well. Suddenly, it's all go again.
Yep, 3 fixtures
to
left.
go. Yeah.
Antigua Barbuda first up. They're not doing great, but they are only 6 off 8th. But St. Kitts and Nevis, they're going to need to get some points here and get into that top sort of 4 and 5.
I will say a win for St. Kitts and Nevis here does eliminate Antigua and Barbuda.
Yep. That will do it. 3-1 for St. Kitts and Nevis. And Antigua and Barbuda are out.
Yep, that's it. They're done. They cannot qualify. St. Vincent's, they already have qualified. Aruba, they haven't qualified yet. Not by any stretch of the imagination, but a win here would really, really give them a great chance of doing so, wouldn't it?
Certainly would. St. Vincent want to keep clawing away from Barbados at the moment, essentially match them stride for stride. That's a draw. Aruba will take that.
Absolutely, they'll take that. It's only a point. It's a point gained rather than 2 points lost, I'd say.
Yep, exactly. And that gives Barbados a chance now. If they can beat Nicaragua, who they're desperately clawing their way back in this.
I think Nicaragua do need to win, but Barbados, a win for them puts them top of the table.
Certainly does, and fully top of the table for the first time in a while. That's a draw. They've missed out.
I think Nicaragua will take that. It's a harder fixture for them.
Suriname, 9th. Bermuda, down in 7th now.
A win for Suriname puts them, well, it'll only put them as high as 8th, unless it's a big, big goal swing between the two. Bermuda, of course, only lost 1 game.
Yep, and that was their last fixture. They've won that one. Good bounce back for Bermuda.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. And Bermuda will lift themselves up into
Guyana
3rd place.
Get that done now in 8th.
It puts them into 6th place.
Puts them in their 6th, but their goal difference is +2, which is terrible. They need the points.
They do. I'll tell you what else as well here. Suriname are now 3 points off of 8th place.
Yeah, they are.
Two games to go. That is a big, big thing to try and turn around in 2 games.
That is a gulf for Suriname.
At this stage of the competition, it's not looking good for them, is it?
Suriname about to miss out. I think they will.
It'd be the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
I don't think they've ever missed out at this stage of the competition before. Obviously, they've lost in previous years.
I don't think they failed to get out of a preliminary league. I think
it'd be a first time for it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So
Grenada. Oh,
this is a massive
Grenada,
match.
Cuba.
Yeah, win for Grenada doesn't quite qualify them, but it puts them on the precipice, doesn't it? It'd be 1 point required from 2 games, I think, for Grenada. A Cuba win, same kind of story, really.
That is huge. If Cuba win, that's huge. If Cuba gets any points out of this, their goal difference is quite good. If they can get any points out of this, that is huge for Cuba.
Absolutely.
I think they'll take that. I think they'll take it.
I think they do as well. It brings Grenada and Bermuda back into that kind of zone of trying to qualify. Dominica have Puerto Rico. A win for Dominica here puts them on 17. They'd be right back in it.
Yep, they need at least a draw, but a win really is needed for Dominica.
Absolutely.
A draw, I mean, they're 6 behind with 6 to go. Unlikely. A win, 4 behind, 6 to go. That's much better. They'll take that. That's 2-0. And Dominican Republic could jump them again.
It could, and put them 1 point behind St. Kitts and Nevis, putting Suriname down to 10th. They take on Montserrat, who, as we know, are pretty awful.
They certainly are. Montserrat win! That is terrible for Dominican Republic! That is awful!
They've bottled it at the final hurdle. Montserrat get a non-bye win. Unbelievable.
That is bad. Suriname need to take this.
They do. If they don't win this, they're not out, but they're pretty much out, aren't they? They require snookers then, don't they?
It requires for St. Kitts and Nevis to get 1 point, and that's it. Suriname need a win. They do. Are anyone else still in with a chance? No, Antigua and Barbuda are out. But everyone else is still in. Top 12 still in.
Nicaragua can still catch up to Aruba in theory.
Yeah, they can. That's a win for Antigua!
No!
Oh no! Suriname!
They're out! Are gone! That's basically it. Unless
they can only
get the dud.
They can only dud.
Wow!
Bloody hell! Suriname
have missed out.
How have they missed out there? Aruba. They need to keep clawing. Nicaragua also need to keep clawing. This is a 6-pointer here.
A win for Aruba qualifies them. It is done if they get this.
Certainly does. That's a draw, which means
it's
Nicaragua
not enough to
are
qualify.
out as well.
They are out, but it does mean so. As things stand, I make it that Grenada and Bermuda can only be as low as dud, so they've qualified but could be the dud. Suriname can still qualify if St. Kitts have an absolute meltdown, but they can only get the dud team. Nicaragua, as you say, eliminated.
And
They're
of course,
gone.
Dominican Republic still in with a shout.
They are indeed. By the way, we've got a title clash to decide as well here. St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Vincent and the Grenadines taking on Barbados to win the title. This is basically it, right? If St. Vincent win, it's over.
Yeah, if St. Vincent win, it's over. If it's, it could still all end on the last fixture if it's a draw or Barbados win, but St. Vincent win this, they win the title. They do! 2-1, St. Vincent win the preliminary league.
Over Barbados this time around. Bermuda could qualify here with a win over St. Kitts and Nevis. St. Kitts and Nevis, a win for them puts them above Bermuda into 4th.
Certainly does. They need this. They need this. They don't get it. Bermuda win. And that's bad for St. Kitts and Nevis as well. And Montserrat are going to get their dud.
And then it's going to put them above Puerto Rico.
Yep, that's going to put them above Puerto Rico. Oh, okay. Suriname are dud at most.
Wow.
What? St. Vincent win the preliminary league, which is more likely.
Of course, but that happens, every now and then,
St.
right? But
Kitts are in trouble as well. The Dominicas are still in with a chance.
it is the Americas preliminaries has delivered once again.
Always does.
Really has.
Always
does. And when you look at this, right? You look at the league that we've got here. It's just an absolute clusterfuck, isn't it? It really is. So, as confirmed, Montserrat are now no longer bottom. They are above Puerto Rico by 1 point. Cuba can qualify here, like outright with a point. No, with a win.
Yep, a win will do it for Cuba, and they got to beat Puerto Rico. They do 3-0. Cuba qualify. Second year in a row for Cuba.
That is staggering. Fair play. Fair play to Cuba. Respect.
Grenada, Dominica. Is it surprising that Dominica and Dominican Republic are still in at the moment?
It is a bit of a surprise. I didn't think they'd be holding on for this long, but a win for either of these two puts the cat amongst the pigeons. And Guyana and Grenada, they basically, a point qualifies them, doesn't it? That's it.
Yeah.
So, a win required for Dominica, a point required for Grenada.
That's a draw. So Dominica, best they can do is dud now. Grenada, on the other hand, they can't be caught by the dud. They qualify.
They do. Their point would do it. That's enough for them. Dominican Republic take on Guyana. Guyana have a similar situation. A win for them. They qualify. It's done. It's over. Dominican Republic, if they don't win, the best they can do is dud.
Certainly. It's another draw! Oh, okay. So who does that leave in? It's Aruba, Guyana, St. Kitts and Nevis.
Yep, well,
for two spots that aren't the dud, and then it's
St. Kitts, Dominican Republic, and Suriname 11th, by the way.
Yeah. Who's got who on the last fixture? Nicaragua already out. They got Antigua and Barbuda. So bit of a nothing match. Both teams already out. Antigua and Barbuda win and move to 11th.
Because why not, right? Oh! Sorry, Suriname in 12th.
Yeah, it could get. Could it get worse? Yeah, it could get worse. Actually, no, it can't.
Wow. It can't get worse.
That's the worst it can get. Aruba. Are they gonna break? Are they gonna break our hearts now and lose?
Aruba,
I mean, right now they're in a good position right now because Guyana has got a much worse goal difference than them. So they just need to try and equal Guyana.
Yeah, they do. A win for them, they're qualified, they're through. A point leaves them slightly at risk from St. Kitts.
That's a win! That is a win for Aruba!
They are
St. Kitts, no!
They've got to beat Barbados
They
to have any chance.
They have to beat Barbados and hope Guyana either lose or draw.
Wow.
But they have to beat Barbados. Aruba qualify. St. Kitts are dud!
Unless Dominica win by 2 or more.
Oh, geez, yeah, Dominican Republic could overtake them.
A big loss for St. Kitts has put them in the firing line here. Unbelievable. Bermuda, meanwhile, already qualified. They're through. It doesn't matter. St. Vincent already qualified through. Doesn't matter. Both of these two have only lost 1 game, by the way.
Certainly do. Who's going to lose the other one? It is Bermuda St. Vincent. 38 points for them. Puerto Rico are going to at the moment go above Montserrat, but you never know what happens with Montserrat's last game.
No, Montserrat are absolute crackheads and might just decide, hey, you know what? Let's go. Let's win.
20-0, you know, break the record.
Could you imagine?
Score 2.
Could you imagine if they did it?
People will... It's Len again. People will be there going that I've broke the game. I've cheated the game for it to do that. That's what they'll say.
It's not true. It's not true. We promise.
If I did do that, don't you think that the first thing I would have done is add in Montenegro, Curacao, and bloody North Caledonia and Comoros? That's the first thing I'd do. I wouldn't make Montserrat win by like 25-0. That's the second thing I'd do.
Exactly. Or would be.
That's the second thing I'd do. But the first thing I'd do is I'd add those 4 teams in there. Or maybe have it so you don't have to have a dud team. I'd do that. Montserrat, Cuba. Oh.
I mean, Cuba have qualified. It's all over.
They
It doesn't
go
matter.
third here with a win, though. That's huge for Cuba.
It would be one of their best results ever.
I think that might be their best result if they can get the third. Well, 4 for them.
Fair play, Cuba. Guyana. Oh, I tell you what. I tell you what. Guyana have nothing to play for here. A Dominican win by 2 or more puts them as the dud team.
Yep.
Above St. Kitts and Nevis, who miss out completely.
Yep. They'll need 3 due to goals 4, but they could get it. It's a draw. Maybe Dominican Republic can get it. They need 5 against, well, Grenada, who are a better team than Guyana.
They are indeed. It's not going to happen, is it? Sadly.
No, 2-0. So, Suriname end 11th.
Wow.
Well, let's get...
On goals 4, by the way. They do it.
Yeah. So, let's get to it. 15th place was 7. Better this time round, but still bad. Montserrat.
Yeah. Montserrat, a win that wasn't a dud win over Dominican Republic, which definitely cost Dominican Republic at least a shot at being the dud.
Yeah.
So, that's unfortunate for them.
And a draw.
And a draw.
14th with 9. Puerto Rico.
Again, a solid enough start. They beat Montserrat and they got 3 draws to their name. But of course, the only other win they got was against the dud team and just generally not really good enough.
Now we get into the teams that actually stood a bloody chance. 13th with 17. Nicaragua.
Yeah, they were nowhere for ages, Nicaragua. Then suddenly they were just there again. They had a chance to do it, but no, not quite. They missed out, and that was the end of that, I think, unfortunately for them.
Yep. 12th place with 18. The Dominican Republic.
Yes. What could have been? They had opportunities, didn't they? But they missed out, and they will have to go back to the drawing board and think again.
Speaking of a drawing board, this team needs one. 11th, missing out with 18 points. Missing out by, well, to not be a dud either, 6 points. Suriname are out.
That's a surprise to me. It really is, because Suriname, as we've always said, they generally qualify from this, right? And this occasion, they have missed out, and by a wide margin. They are wounds to lick. Let's say that much.
Yeah, they did badly at the start. They also did badly in sort of like the final third as well.
Yeah, they really did.
10th with 18. I think that's fluctuating for them. But yeah, Antigua and Barbuda, they were nowhere for a long time.
No, that's very true. But eliminated. But I think they'll be happy with a kind of a resurgence at the end.
Yeah. Ninth with 19, Dominica.
Yeah. I mean, again, they missed out right at the end with that. They drew the last game. Could they have done better? Maybe. But they didn't throw many points away, Dominica. But they did finish above Dominican Republic this time.
So that'll be good for them. I think, too many draws. They ended up with more draws than Bermuda.
Wow.
Speaking of draws, a team that had no draws, and they probably wish
the only team that didn't do it, yeah. The only team that didn't get a single draw.
8th with 21. They are our dud team for the Americas qualifiers. Former Global Trophy top 16. St. Kitts and Nevis.
Yeah, only the dud team. That's disappointing for them. They will have to reassess and go again next year from the preliminary league once more.
Next up, 7th place with 24. It's Guyana.
Yeah, decent run for Guyana. Again, they do tend to qualify anyway, but this is a very good run for them, so they'll be very happy and delighted to have actually qualified and get to participate as well.
Certainly. 6th with 26. Welcome back, I guess. Aruba.
Yeah, they've not been in the Global Trophy for years. They've come back and stamped their code, haven't they, really? They've done really good to get a 6th place spot. Well done, Aruba.
Yeah. 3rd lowest goals against as well in the league. That's very good.
Yeah, fair play. Fair play.
5th with 27. They are not going to fall by the wayside like they did last time and barely miss out. They're through this time with 27, Bermuda.
Yeah, and comfortably. They only lost 2 games. They lost one against, I think, was it Nicaragua they lost against, and St. Vincent were the only 2 games they lost. So, a bit of a weird couple to lose to. But yeah, Bermuda, 7 wins, 6 draws. They did what they had to do, didn't they? Fair play to them.
Certainly did. 4th place with 28. It's Grenada.
Yeah, comfortable qualification for Grenada as pretty much as normal, really. They did really well to get through.
I think
last year never really looked in trouble.
I think last year they did miss out. I think they were like 10th or something, but they played Joker to Bermuda, who needed to not lose by 2 or more, and they beat Bermuda by 2 for Cuba. Speaking of Cuba, 3rd place. What a performance in this one. Yeah, 28.
Easily their best run. Their best run in a preliminary league by a wide margin. The 3rd highest amount of goals scored as well, which is very, very impressive.
Very good for Cuba there. Their best performance. Maybe that will translate into the Americas preliminary. Who knows? Or into the Americas qualifiers, sorry. 2nd place with 33. It's Barbados.
Yeah, be upset about missing out on another preliminary league title, but, just a few too many drop points. Did have, a very decent run and had the best goal difference come the end of the competition, but they didn't get enough points on the board, and that is what counts.
Certainly, but I'm sure they'll take 2nd. They usually take sort of like top 3, so I'm sure they'll take 2nd place again. 1st place, though, champions of the preliminary league again with 38. St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Yeah, congratulations to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They will be ecstatic with that. A good return to form. Maybe this time they can be the ones to qualify for the Global Trophy finals.
Well, 2 years ago we had St. Kitts and Nevis qualify. Last year, of course, was St. Lucia. So maybe, is this the year for St. Vincent and the Grenadines to qualify?
Perhaps. I mean, first of all, let's skip over to the next page and let's see St. Vincent and the Grenadines with their trophy, because I think they deserve the accolade here. But of course, the last 4 weeks have all been leading towards the qualifiers, which start next week, of course.
Certainly do, with the European qualifiers.
European qualifiers, yeah. Of course, our champions, the Netherlands, return. And of course, runners-up from last year, Italy, in the European qualifiers. Both of those two will be hoping to add another notch to, another trophy to their cabinet. And of course, will we see... How will England get on?
How will Scotland get on?
Well, this is true. Scotland have been very good over the last few years, but of course we've been waiting so long for England to qualify. Maybe this is the year. Who knows? Who knows?
Maybe Scotland will do 3 in a row.
Of course, for a champion of champions spot, right?
Can you imagine just Scotland does 3 in a row and England fails again?
I'd put money on it.
Please no, please no. Not again. The comments will be going, again. like they have been doing all for like so many years.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll
But
both make it through. Who knows? Or they'll both go out.
Probably that one. Yeah.
Or
But
both go out. Probably.
That's for next week to decide. But
Certainly
for this
is.
week, enjoy your winnings, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You've won, but your prize is a potential match against Argentina at some point.
Oh, well, at least we know from last year they are not indestructible in the qualifiers.
No, they're not.
Obviously, they're looking for a resurgence this year as well, but that will be in 4 weeks' time, where we may see an Argentine resurgence. Maybe Brazil can get 2 in a row. Who knows? But that will be in 4 weeks' time. Next week, well, the preliminaries are over. Next week, we begin the qualifiers. We've eliminated 32 teams so far out of our 160. We are now about to eliminate another 24 next round. Next week, the European qualifiers, we have 32 European teams. We will be down to just 8 by the end of that video. The beginning of the qualifiers begins now. We are getting closer and closer to our 21st Global Trophy final, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I can't wait. This is when, I love the preliminary leagues. They're great fun. Get some weird and wacky results in there like we have today, but the qualifiers are where it's at, isn't it? It's where the proper stuff starts happening. The real teams start coming out and taking each other on. So
yeah,
let's see.
This is where the points come in. This is where the championships are won. This is where qualification to the finals happens. That will happen next week at the 2025 Global Trophy European Qualifiers. But until then, I'm Masterath.
I've been Sven-Göran 64.
And we'll see you for the next 4 weeks of qualifiers here at the 2025 Global Trophy. We'll see you next week.